Hi again. So today we are going to draw a ring with a geometric pattern, the one that you can see here on the screen. So I'm going to hide the ring now and we're going to start drawing it. So the ring that we are going to draw today is a ring size P or P and a half. So the internal diameter of that ring is going to be 18 millimeters. So I'm going to the circle command, and the center of the circle is going to be 0, 0, and the diameter of the circle is going to be 18. So I'm just going to press enter and accept the 18 millimeters that is on the command line. And now, before we start to draw the pattern, we need to know how long, what is the length of this circle, or what is the circumference of this circle, so that we know how long we can actually draw our pattern. So I'm going to just select the circle and go to analyze length. And the length of this circle, or the circumference, is 56.549. It is important to know this because when we are going to wrap our pattern around the ring, we want to make sure that the pattern fits exactly the circumference of the ring, so it doesn't get squeezed or stretched. So we need to know the circumference in order to draw a pattern exactly of the same size. So I'm going to continue on the front view and just draw a line of this length. So on the 0, 0 is going to be 56.549 millimeters. And I'm just holding shift and clicking on the grid and then enter. And now I'm going to bring this line down so that you can see the pattern. And I want this ring to be 10 millimeters wide. So I'm going to copy this line so that I draw a frame for this pattern. So I select the line and I do copy and paste. So Control C, Control V. And then I'm just going to drag the line 10 millimeters down, okay? Now, just to guide my drawings, I'm going to draw another line at the middle of the ring. So I have my grid snap mid on down here, clicked on. So I'm just clicking on the mid and then holding shift and drawing a line here. And then I want to draw another line here in the middle. So I'm just going to do a line from a midpoint, and I'm starting on the midpoint here, and I want each side to be 3 millimeters. So I'm just pressing actually 3, and then just holding on shift and clicking on the grid. So now I have a 6 millimeters line across, and I can start drawing my shape from this mid line. Now, if you draw a pattern, you have to remember that you can't draw it all the way up to the edge. So you need to leave a margin, and I'm going to leave a margin of 1 millimeter. So I'm going to draw a click intersection on. So I have intersection on here on my grid snap. And I'm just going to draw another line. So now I'm going to draw another line vertically, and this is going to help me to structure the height of this shape. So I'm just clicking here on a midpoint, and the next point on the polyline will be 4. So I want this to be 4 millimeters long, and I'm just holding shift and pressing enter. So you can't see, but actually the line is here. And now, so I'm leaving 1 millimeter at the top, and now I'm going to draw a line to connect to this point here at the top. So I'm drawing another polyline from this end to this end here, okay? And now I'm just going to delete or hide actually this line now. And I can now draw part of my shape. So I'm going to do another polyline from that point, this point, and this point. And now I'm going to actually mirror it. So now I'm just going to draw another line from the midpoint up to the end of my shape that I'm going to draw. So I'm leaving 1 millimeter at the top. So the end of this line is going to be 4 millimeters, okay? And I'm just holding shift and clicking enter. So you can't see because it's on top of the other, but the line is here. And now I'm just going to draw another line that is going to connect these two ends, okay? So from that point to this point. And now I'm just going to mirror this. And here, okay, and now just mirror these two lines to the bottom side. And now I can hide this line here in the middle. So just writing on the command line, hide. So now I have my first shape ready here. So I'm just going to join these lines. So selecting all the lines and clicking join, okay? So now I have 4 curves joined into one closed curve. And now I'm going to actually draw the other triangles. But before we do that, I want to actually repeat this shape around and decide, you know, how many I'm going to have on the bands. So now actually I'm going to copy again another, again this line here on the top, so Control C, Control V, and then I'm going to move it down to the middle here, okay? And now I'm going to select this shape plus a line in the middle, this one, and then I'm going to move it here, okay? So I'm just moving it to the end. And now I'm just going to repeat this shape all the way along the bands. So I'm selecting the shape, and then I'm going to transform array along curve, and select the path curve is going to be this one. And now the number of items you need to try. So I don't know, let's put 8 and see how it looks like. If we like it or not. I think it looks nice, so we'll just leave it like this. So now we need to create the other triangles that are here in between. So I'm going to, and I mean, with these geometric shapes, you have to create quite a lot of lines to help you to draw. So I'm just going to draw a line in between these two shapes. And then I'm just going to draw another line vertically, okay? So another line from a midpoint all the way up. So now I'm going to draw a line here across so that it marks where I want to start to draw my triangle. So I'm just going to draw a line and press enter. And now I just want to know the distance between here and here, so that here at the top my triangle has also the same distance, and it looks like, you know, you've cut and left a bit of wire that is the same width from the beginning to the end. So I'm just going to analyze distance and measure here, and is 1.789 millimeters. So I'm just going to draw a line here at the top of the same length, just to guide me on my drawing. So start the polyline here from the corner, and then 1.789, enter, and okay, enter. And now I can start drawing my triangle. So I'm going to here to the intersection, and then here, and is because I have my grid snap going over just on a millimeter basis, is not snapping to the intersection here, but it doesn't matter. I'll just leave it like this, and I'm going to actually trim this little bit, so I show you also the function of trimming. So I'm going here to trim, select cutting object is going to be this line, press enter, and then what I need to trim. So I just trimmed that little bit, and now I'm going to mirror this triangle here. Okay, so just mirror, holding shift, and you can see now that is actually quite balanced. Okay, and now I'm just going to do the same process that I've done for the other shape. So I'm just going to hold shift and select this other side of the triangle and join, and now start to mirror it. Okay, so mirror here, so to the bottom side, and then I'm just going to select this one, and then mirror. Okay, and then this one, and then you could polar array again, but I'm just showing you how you could do this manually. And then you could actually just do one more. Sorry, just these and these, and then mirror again. Remember that the mirror, you always have to choose a point in the middle to be absolutely symmetrical. And now I'm just going to select this. I'm always holding shift when I want to select more than one shape. And because I know that this is the middle of my ring, I'm just going to mirror now to the other side, just selecting this point here, holding shift when I mirror. Okay, so now I have the basis of my shape. So I'm going to actually delete these lines that help me to draw, because I don't need them now. And I'm going to close the ends here, and I'm just, the other end is already closed, so that's fine. And then I'm going to use trim again. So trim, select cutting objects is going to be this line, press enter, so I cut this, and now I press enter to go back to the same command. So I'm back on trim again, select cutting objects is this line, enter, and then I take this bit out and press enter. And now I just want to cut this line here. So again, I'm going to zoom in so you can see. I'm going to trim again, select cutting objects is going to be this one, press enter when it's done, and then I'm just clicking where I want to cut, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so trim, select cutting objects, this one, and then trim. Okay, and now I'm just going to delete this line here in the middle. No, actually I'm not going to delete just yet, sorry. I'm deleting this one here, and I'm going to join everything. So these, all the external lines, I'm joining them. Okay, so join, 8 curves join into one closed curve, and now I'm going to extrude all these. So I'm just going to move this line into the blue layer, change object layer, and I'm going to hide it for now. And I'm going to extrude this. So the extrusion will be the thickness of our ring. So I'm going to do 1 millimeter. So I'm just dragging a square around the whole shape. And I'm going to surface the command and extrude straight. And I'm moving to another one so I can see. And I'm just going to accept the extrusion distance that is at the top. So 1 millimeter. Okay. So now I'm just going to draw a square around the shape to select everything, and I'm going to go to the surface command and extrude straight, and so that you can see how much is going up. So the extrusion distance that is written here at the top is 1 millimeter, so I'm pressing enter to accept it. But before doing that, I'm just going to click here to yes, so I want this to be a solid, and I'm accepting 1 millimeter extrusion distance. Okay, so we are almost done with our ring, and I'm going to bring back the blue line. So you need to pay attention where you want this line to be. Okay, so if this line is going to be on the top of your shape, then it means that when it wraps around, all your shape is going to be on the inside of this circle. So it means that your ring is going to be smaller. So I'm just going to move my line to the back of my shape. Okay, so the line is here, and I'm just going to move it to the back. Sorry. So let me just go back to the other screen. So just selecting the line and moving it to the back of my shape. Just holding shift. And if you go to the other view now, to the perspective view, and you shade it, you can see that the shape, the line is on the back of the shape. Okay, so now we are ready to wrap this ring around the circle, and I drew these all on the front view on purpose, because this is something that often happens. That's, you know, the way this is going to, your drawing is going to wrap around the circle depends how the shape actually sits in position to the line that you are going to wrap it around. So I need to have my shape actually, so I'm just going to select everything perpendicular to the ring. So now we are looking at both of the shapes, you know, they are in the same direction, they are both vertical, and I want one to be vertical and one to be horizontal. So I'm just going to the right view and rotate it. Okay, so I'm just holding shift and holding shift again. So now this is in the right position. So now one last thing before we wrap these pattern around the ring, we need to know how actually this line goes around. So what is the direction of this line? So I'm going here, and I'm going to click on adjust closed seam, and I'm selecting on my curve and then press enter, so I can see actually where what is the direction of this line. So I'm just going to move it up here as an exercise, so you see. I mean, we've done this with the sweep on rail, so you just click on the arrow and move it to where you want, and then you can move the arrow on each direction, and then I press enter. And now that I'm going to actually wrap my drawing around the circle, I'm going to wrap it from this direction all the way here, okay? So let's go to the perspective view, that is easier to see. So now we are ready to finish our ring. So I'm going to the transform command, flow along curve, and then select objects is our extrusion, and then press enter, and then select the base curve. So the base curve is going to be this blue line here, okay? And then the target curve is going to be our ring size, and here it says select near matching ends. So we are going to select close to where we have put the arrow. So that's why we actually did an analyze seam, so that we actually start to flow our shape exactly at the start of our circle. So here at the top, as from for the other commands, there's some options. You can have it rigid, yes or no, stretched. So I'm just going to keep it as it is, and I'm just going to click close to where we know that the arrow was. And here it is. So I actually left it to keep the original shape, so we could use it for something else. And I'm just going to shade it so you can see our ring.